Hello everyone, I am Sandhya Lanke, lecturer in Sri Jain Vidya Prasarak Mandals, Rasiklal M. Dhariwal College of Pharmacy, Pune. Today we will discuss about one of the semi-solid dosage form, that is ointments. The learning outcomes of this video: after watching the video, you will be able to define ointments, you will be able to classify ointments, you will be able to list types of ointment bases and their properties. So let us start with the different semi-solid dosage form. Pharmaceutical semi-solid dosage form includes various preparations such as ointments, cream, paste, jellies, poultices and suppositories. Let us discuss in detail about ointments. So ointments are semi-solid preparations which are meant for external application to the skin or mucous membrane. In this, the medicament contain either a single or in combination, which is either dissolved, suspended or emulsified into an suitable ointment base. So these ointments have so many advantages over other dosage form. Handling of ointments is easier than bulky liquid dosage forms. Then they are chemically more stable than liquid dosage form. They facilitate application of the directly to the affected body part and avoid exposure of other parts of the drug. That means only we can apply the drug to the affected part instead of applying it over the all body. Then they are suitable for patients who find it difficult to take the drugs by parenteral and oral route. Mainly for small children and aged persons, there is difficulty of swallowing. So in those patients, this is the suitable dosage form. They prolong the contact time between the drug and the affected area. And the bioavailability of drugs administered as ointment is more since it prevents passage through the liver. So the hepatic first pass effect is avoided, which is observed in oral dosage form, and because of this the bioavailability of this type of drug is more in ointments. There are some disadvantages also. They are bulkier than solid dosage form. When application of an exact quantity of ointment to the affected area is required, at that time it is difficult to ascertain the same, because we cannot measure every time the required quantity of ointment to be applied, like we can do it in case of oral solid unit dosage forms. So this is the major disadvantage, and they are less stable than solid dosage forms. Because of water content and oily substance contained, they are having less stability than that of the solid dosage form. So these are some disadvantages. Then the classification of ointments. Ointments, these are broadly classified into two different types depending upon their penetration power, and the second one is depending upon their therapeutic uses. So based on penetration of ointments, they are classified into three categories: epidermic ointments, endodermic ointments and diadermic type of ointments. The epidermic type of ointments, these ointments are meant for action on epidermis and they produce the local effect. They are not having capacity to get absorbed. They are mainly used for protective, antiseptic and local anti-infective effect. The examples of the different ointment bases used are either petrolatum, different waxes and their combinations. Then the second is endodermic ointments. These are meant for deeper layer of cutaneous tissues. They are partially absorbed and act as emollient, stimulants and local irritants. The examples of this group contains softer bases that liquefy at the body temperature, like some vegetable oils, lanolin, lard, anhydrous lanolin or combination of these substances. Then the third one is diadermic ointments. These are mainly used for deep penetration and release the medicament that pass through the skin and produces the systemic effect. The examples of these are ointments of emulsion type, and the water soluble bases are also belongs to this group. The second broad category is depending upon their therapeutic use. The ointments are categorized as antibiotic ointments, nothing but which are used to kill microorganisms. For example, bacitracin, neomycin, chlortetracycline. Then second is antifungal ointments. They are used to inhibit or kill fungi. For example, benzoic acid, salicylic acid and nystatin. Third one is anti-inflammatory ointments. They are mainly used to relieve anti-inflammatory, allergic and pruritic conditions of the skin. For example, betamethasone and hydrocortisone. Next one is antipruritic ointments. They are mainly used to relieve itching sensation on the skin. For example, benzocaine and coal tar. Next one is astringent ointments. They are used for causing contraction of the skin, and they are going to decrease the discharges from the skin from the infected injury or infected area. For example, calamine, zinc oxide, acetic acid and tannic acid. Next one are anti-eczematous ointments. They are used to prevent oozing and excretion from vesicles on the skin. For example, coal tar and hydrocortisone. Then are the keratolytic ointments. They are mainly used to remove and soften horny layer of the skin, that is nothing but the dead tissues. So the examples are resorcinol, salicylic acid and sulfur. Next category is counter irritant ointments. These are mainly applied locally to irritate the skin and thus reduces or relieves the another irritation or the deep seated pain. For example, methyl salicylate ointment. Then the ointments which are used for dandruff treatment, it is used to get relief from the dandruff. For example, salicylic acid and cetrimide. Then ointments used in the treatment of psoriasis. This is again one of the skin disorder. Example, coal tar, corticosteroids and dithranol and salicylic acid ointment. Next one is parasiticide ointments. They are destroy or inhibit living infestations such as lice and ticks. For example, benzyl benzoate, hexachloride and sulfur. And the last one is protective ointments. They protect the skin from moisture, air as well as sun rays. For example, calamine, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So this is about the different classes and categories of ointment. Next is the major part in ointment, that is ointment bases. These are the substances or part of an ointment which serve as carrier or vehicle for the medicament. So this is the major part. It is non-therapeutic part in the ointment. That will act only as a carrier or vehicle. For example, paraffin, beeswax and lanolin. There are some ideal properties of the ointment bases. So as to form a stable type of ointment, the ointment base should have certain properties. It should be inert, odorless and smooth. It should be physico-chemically stable. It should be compatible with the skin and the other incorporated ingredients in formulation of ointment. It should be of such a consistency that it spreads and softens when applied to skin with stress. It should not retard healing of wound because it is the major function of medicament and not that of the ointment base. It should not produce irritation or sensitization of the skin. These are the major one. Apart from this should be easy to apply, easy to remove. It should not produce any stain on the skin as well as to the clothing, and it should be easily available and economic. So these are the ideal properties of ointment bases. Next we'll discuss about the different types of ointment bases. In board exam, the objective type question for 2 marks is always asked, classify ointment bases with suitable example. So the ointment bases are mainly categorized into 4 types. The first one, oleaginous bases, for example various hydrocarbon bases, hard paraffin, soft paraffin and liquid paraffin. Second is absorption bases. These are again divided into two, non-emulsified bases like wool fat, wool alcohol, and second is water in oil emulsion, for example hydrous wool fat. Third is water removal bases, also called by the name emulsion bases, for example emulsifying ointment. And the fourth one is water soluble bases, for example propylene glycol and carbonates. Now we'll discuss the different properties of all these bases. The oleaginous bases, these are hydrocarbon bases, also known as the waxy bases. On application to the skin, they give emollient effect, they protect against the escape of moisture also. These bases are effective as occlusive dressings. They remain on the skin for long time without drying out because the oil content is maximum. Because of their immiscibility with water, they are difficult to wash off. Then the water and aqueous preparation may be incorporated in small amount and with some difficulty. These bases, they are greasy because of high concentration of the oil content. They are somewhat greasy. They are sticky and difficult to remove both from the skin as well as from the clothing. They retain body heat, which may produce an uncomfortable feeling of warmth after application. They do not help in the absorption of medicaments and they prevent drainage on oozing areas and also prevent evaporation of cutaneous secretion along with perspiration. So these are some disadvantages or we can say demerits of oleaginous bases. The example of these are liquid paraffin, soft paraffin and hard paraffin. On this category, one reason is always asked why white soft paraffin is not used in ophthalmic ointments. So the reason is, as white soft paraffin is obtained from yellow soft paraffin by the process of bleaching, there are chances of remaining of the small amount of bleaching agent and that may cause irritation to the eyes. That's why the white soft paraffin is not preferred. So this is about oleaginous bases. Next one are absorption bases. These bases may be used as emollient. They not easily remove from the skin with water washing since the external phase of the emulsion is oleaginous. They are useful as pharmaceutical adjuvants to incorporate small volume of aqueous solution into hydrocarbon bases. As name indicate, they have capacity to absorb some amount of water. These bases are anhydrous substances with water absorption capacity. They have ointment-like consistency. There are two types of these bases. W by O type of emulsions which are capable of absorbing more water, for example hydrous wool fat, wool alcohol and beeswax, and the second type is non-emulsified bases. These bases permit incorporation of aqueous solution that result in formation of W by O type emulsion, for example hydrophilic petrolatum and anhydrous lanolin. The third class is water removable bases. These bases are semi-solid or have cream-like consistency. They are also called as emulsion bases. The O by W and W by O emulsions are used as ointment bases. The O by W type bases can be easily removed from the skin and clothing by washing with water because of large concentration of water. Then they may be diluted with water or aqueous solution. They can absorb serious discharges from the skin. For example, hydrophilic ointments, pans, the different type of W by O emulsifying agents like twins and the O by W type of emulsifying agents. The next one are water soluble bases. These are commonly called as greaseless ointment bases or also called by the name carbovaxes because they consist of water-soluble ingredients such as polyethylene glycol polymers. Depending upon the molecular weight, these carbohydrates are available in different consistencies like liquid, semi-solid or solid. For example, tragacan, gelatin, pectin, cellulose derivative, bentonite and sodium alginate. The water-soluble bases, they contain only water-soluble components and are water washable because they soften greatly with the addition of water. The aqueous solutions are not effectively incorporated into these bases, rather, they are better used for the incorporation of non-aqueous or solid substances. They are either carbovaxes, polyethylene glycols, or hydrated gums. So, this is about water soluble bases. If you have any queries, please post it in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.